Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Spencer. On today's episode, we're doing something new. Since it is spooky season, we're doing Arkham Horror, living card game from Fantasy Flight Games. Not as familiar with this as I am with Marvel Champions, so please let me know down below if I'm playing everything correctly. Helps other people learn. I enjoyed the Arkham Horror. I've played it a couple times. I like the story behind it. I like, the kind of the danger. You're not as powerful as you are in Marvel Champions. And since it is Halloween, I wanted to get into some more spooky games. I got a couple other games in mind, but I wanted to get this to the table because I love the living card game so much. But if you like this and you want to see me continue this campaign or go into Dunwich or, what other campaigns, leave a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, that being said, let's get started. The Ghoul's Hunger. Friday, September 18th, 1925, Arkham, Massachusetts. It is the end of a long and abnormally hot summer. The first hints of autumn beckon, but a heavy heat persists, relentless. A silent, unspoken anger grips the town. Tempers are short, and in the last week alone there have been numerous reports of townspeople coming to heated, violent blows with one another over simple misunderstandings. And now, a call from James Hankerson. He claims to have found a dismembered body in his barn. Blaming the weather would be too easy. There is something wrong with this town, and not a whole lot of this old soothsayer can do to stop the slide. My auguries indicate a small group of investigators will soon take note of these strange happenings and set forth to make things right. I'll be watching their progress, but I won't be holding my breath. Night of the Zealot, Part 1, The Gathering. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Over the past few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses have turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe there is something else going on. You are gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. Alright, welcome down to the table. We have our study. Well, let's go over this first. I am playing on true solo, so we're going to do easy. Just want to experience the story. So we have our 2+1s, our 3 zeros, our 3 -1s, our 2 -2s, our 2 skulls, 2 icons, auto pass, auto fail. So we got that out of the way. They will all be going into the chaos bag. I'm showing this so that there's no comments down below saying, oh, you didn't have this, this, and this. They're all in there. All in there. Easy now. Alright, so we're running Skids O'Toole just straight out of the deck, or straight out of the box. He's the ex-con. His ability is during your turn, you can spend 2 resources. You may take an additional action per turn, limit once per turn. And then his auto pass is +2. If you succeed, you gain 2 resources, which then turns into another action. So, pretty cool stuff from him. Oh, I guess I should also mention he's got 2 brains, 3 books, 3 fists, and 4 feet. So he can dodge and get out of the way of monsters if he needs to. Alright, so we got that shuffled up there. Skids is in the study. We are on Agenda 1A. That says, what's going on? What's going on? It is late at night. You are holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning as if something were digging beneath the floor. Trapped. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only solid wall. You're trapped inside your own study until you can find another way out. So 2 clues here, 3 doom here. We're in the study. which is a location. You've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. The door to your study has vanished. So, two clues going on here. We're going to draw our opening hand of 5. Oops. And I believe we also get 5 resources to start. Should probably do those as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, boom. Yeah, I believe it's 5 resources. Yeah. Counter set agenda, place investigators. Nice. Looking forward to a little Arkham. We'll shuffle the encounter deck too real quick, just to keep that all nice and good. Don't want any tomfoolery. I mean, there's going to be plenty of that anyway. Alright. Let's see what we got. On the Lamb. Fast. Play after your turn begins. Till the end of the round, non-elite minutes can attack you. That's a good one. Dynamite Blast. Yeah, I'll get my 5 resources out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Choose to either your location or connecting location. Deal 3 damage to each enemy and each investigator. Guts. Oh, yeah, we're going to mulligan that and gain 3 resources. Now, I can't remember if the mulligan rules are the same as in Marvel. So I'll just quickly set up place locations, reference cards, set act decks, counters, investigators. Counter, that's scenario setup, first game setup. Kemble, targeting, draw opening hand, 5 cards, set it aside and draw an additional card. Yeah, you can set up this. So we'll set this aside, we'll draw our additional card. Burglary. Investigate. If you succeed, instead of discovering clues, gain 3 resources. Interesting. That's an asset. But I need the clues. So I want to hang on to that. I think I want to hang on to this. Just in case. Exhaust, investigate. It's an asset. I mean, that just gives me more resources to take extra actions, so that's pretty cool. Dynamite Blast, that'll be helpful later. And on the Lamb, can't attack you. So these are going to be good later, but I think I'm going to mulligan these 3. We'll draw up 2 more. Just hope I run into those later. Alright, so draw 2 more. That'll be our opening hand. Oh, emergency cache. Play after you defeat an enemy, discover a clue at your location. Oh, look at this. Alright. So I guess we'll begin. I guess my 2 actions, I'll gain 6 resources. Okay. I'll spend 1 for burglary. And then what do I need to investigate? Books. A Shroud of 2. So I'm going to spend 2 more resources to gain an extra action. I'm going to investigate here. So we have a 3, and we need 3 against a 2. Oh, auto success plus 2. If I succeed, gain 2 resources. So my extra turn, I just got those right back. Couldn't have been a better first turn for Skids there. We discover the clue. And that's the end of our turn. So then enemies with the hunter, nope. Each engage enemy attacks, nope. Reset actions, flip mini cards, okay. Draw a card and gain a resource. We're going to draw, Vicious Blow. 1+1 damage. And then we're going to check our hand size, which we're good. And now we're going to place a Doom on the agenda. Advance agenda, and then we're going to draw 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. Alright, so our encounter, Ghoul Minion. He fights, he has a 2, 2, 2. So I need to evade is a 2. He has 2 health, and he's going to pop up and engage me, I guess. So I'll put him over here, engaged with me. All right. Well, let's see. I've got 3 fists against a 2. I can commit this. We're going to do Vicious Blow on the Ghoul Minion. This skill is successful during an attack, +1 damage, so we'll do 2 damage to eliminate him. If we can. For 3 fists against a 2. Oh, auto fail. So my first 2 draws, auto succeed and auto fail. Alright, so that didn't work. I can evade him now. That'll exhaust him. Yeah, that autofail sucks. Alright, let's do another attack. -1. And that's a tie, so we do a damage to him. And I'll do 1 more attack. Let's put it back in the bag. Alright, so we got this. We're going to check our card here. -2. If there's a ghoul enemy at your location, take a damage. So we're going to take a damage. And we fail that test. Alright, so I'm going to spend 2 resources. And we're going to do 1 more action. We're going to try to attack him 1 more time. -1. And that's even, so we win. So that defeats him. Put him over there. We will then fast play. After you defeat an enemy, discover 1 clue at your location. So we'll discover the second clue there. That gives us 2 clues. So we're going to advance to the second act, or Act 2 or 1B. It says, you notice that the edges of your newly purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. You slowly turn the knob and the door swings open, revealing your hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet as a soft dirt. The door to the study slams shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rotten decay. So, discard each enemy in the study. We could have just avoided him altogether by just discovering that last clue. Whatever. Something to remember for the future. Alright, so we're going to put the hallway in, which is where we're at. And then the attic. above, in the cellar, down below, in the parlor, over here. So the hallway. A moment of panic and disorientation strikes you as you land upon the floor of the hallway. The world spins as if turned on its head. Oh god. And the card spins right out of my hand. Alright. The walls of your house are splattered with mud and your hardwood floor is gone, replaced with a dirt path. Alright, so we might have to do it a little bit different. Okay. I have to do it like that. These can still be aside. Study gets removed from the game. Okay. So I have these little tokens, but since everything's kind of lined up, you can it's kind of like this, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure these tokens out later. The cellar, the hallway, and the attic are all connected right now. The parlor is over here. Let's see what it says. The barrier. A glowing barrier blocks the path of your parlor. As you move toward it, intense heat forces you to back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or attic that will help. Objective. When the round ends, investigator in the hallway may, as a group, spend the requisite number of clues to advance. And we need 3 clues. Alright, so that was my whole turn. We all done. There's no enemies. We're going to reset, exhaust. We'll draw a card, gain a resource. Pickpocketing. After you evade an enemy, exhaust pickpocketing and draw a card. Awesome. Very awesome card. Especially if we get an enemy, we can evade them. Just keep drawing cards. 1 doom's going on the main scheme here, or agenda. And then we're going to draw our encounter, which is going to be Obscuring Fog. Attached to your location, limit 1 per location. +2 Shroud. After attached location is successfully investigated, so the hallway with no clues is obscured with fog, and that's not a big deal for us at all. Okay. So, can move Skids down a little bit more, I think. Give us a little room. I guess what we'll do is we'll spend 2 to put out pickpocketing. I don't know how many assets you're allowed to have out though. That's slots. Assets. Yeah, that's not a slot card, so I guess I can just have as many assets as I want out. So I'll spend 2, put out pickpocketing. After you evade an enemy, exhaust and draw a card. We'll hang on to guts for now. But do we want to move into the cellar or the attic? Let's move into the cellar. So that was 1 action. 2 actions into the cellar. And the cellar reads, the stairs leading down to your cellar are slick, and they glisten with a thin layer of ice. Forced. After you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. This has 2 clues on it. And we're taking a damage. And this has a 4, which we only have a 3. So we're going to need to find a way to commit something. So that was 1 action, 2 actions. 3rd action, I can draw a card. Right? Draw one or gain a resource. So let's draw a card to see what we can get. Something to help us investigate. Oh, DeLuca. DeLuca, the Louisiana Lion. And I have enough to pay for him, too. I may take an additional action during your turn. Well, yeah. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3 was draw DeLuca. I could play DeLuca and then try to investigate. Or do I just hang on to him? Because this is about to advance. Yeah, let's spend 2 for an additional action. I'll spend 3 resources to get out DeLuca. A little room for him. And he grants me an additional action during my turn. So, I'll go ahead and try to investigate. See if we can't get an auto succeed. Or a +1 maybe. Very difficult. Oh, skull. -X is the number of enemies at your location. So, it's still a loss, but that's okay. That's the end of our turn. So we'll go ahead and rest up. Everything's good. There's no monsters. We'll gain a resource, and we'll draw a card, which is Backstab. This attack uses evade instead of fight, and it deals +2 damage. It's very solid. Very solid card. We're going to put 1 Doom, which is going to advance this agenda. So we're advancing to 1B. A lapse in time. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It's almost as if you have been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize the elements of your former home. So we're either going to discard 1 card at random, or we take 2 horror. I don't really want to discard 1 card at random. I like both of those cards. So let's take 2 horror. Probably a bad idea, but you know. It's the worst that's going to happen. We're going to lose. Okay. So, let's get our encounter card. Grasping Hands. Test agility. For each point you fail, take 1 damage. Oh boy. Alright, so we have a 4. We need to test against a 3. So we're up 1. Let's see what we get. Oh, I should do this out here so it doesn't look like I'm cheating. Ooh, what's that token mean? -1. If you fail, take a horror. We don't fail. Because 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 and 3 is even. We pass. Alright. Let's see. We can investigate. Let's take our first action. We're going to draw a card. Oh, knife. +1 for this attack. Discard knife fight. You get +2 for this attack, and it deals it damage. That goes into our hand slot. Now what do I do? So that was 1 action. 2 actions. Do I just draw another card? Gain a resource? I get 4 actions now because of DeLuca, so I think my second action should be draw a card. Yeah, let's draw a card. My second action. Another guts. Alright, so we got 2 guts now. And then third action, we're going to investigate. -2. No good. Fourth action, we're going to investigate. Investigate. 0. Doesn't help. Because we only have a 3. So, we're kind of stuck right now. We need to get some more. Gain 3 resources after evading an enemy. Additional action. We've done all of our actions. That's the end of my turn. Everything's rounded back up. We're going to draw a card. Another knife. We're going to gain a resource. We're going to put one on the main scheme. Oh, I didn't read the Rise of the Ghouls. What is the main scheme? The agenda. The floor beneath you is giving way, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be here when they do. Okay. So we're putting a Doom on there. We're getting an encounter card, which is place one Doom on the current agenda. Doom, 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 doom. Alright, I have nothing to help me investigate. I need these 2 clues at least. So let's draw a card. Hard Knocks. Spend 1 resource. You get +1 for this skill test. Okay, that's pretty good. We've only got 2 resources, so I'm gonna need the knife. Backstab. The guts. I'm gonna need most of the... Well, the guts I don't know what I'll need. Alright, second action. I'm gonna spend 2 resources and get out Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks, you spend a resource, you gain +1 for Fist or +1 for Agility. We're going to put that out there. Alright, third action, we're going to draw another card. Wait, can I only do that once per turn? No, yeah, I can draw 3 cards if I want. Oh no, weakness, Hospital Debts. Put Hospital Debts in play in your area. Move 1 resource from your resource port to the Hospital Debts. When the game ends, if Hospital Debts has fewer than 6 resources, you earn 2 fewer resources or experience for this section. Oh boy. Alright. Third and fourth action, let's try to investigate. -1. No good. Alright, we reset everything. We gain a resource. We gain a card. On the lamb. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're still good on that. Doom on the main threshold there. Agenda. And our encounter card. Test brains. For each point you fail, take a horror. Well, this is a good time to use the guts. I'm going to commit 1. That's going to bring me from a 2 up to a 4. And if successful, we're going to draw a card. And then for each point we fail, we're going to take a horror. So, 4 against a 3. +1. There's a +1. Alright, so we're successful. So we don't take any horror, and we get to draw a card for this, which is a flashlight. Excellent. Your location gets -2 shroud. That's exactly what we needed. Thanks, game. Except we have no resources. How do we get resources? I can use one of my actions to get a resource. Alright. I'll use an action to get a resource. Boom. I'll spend 2 to get out flashlight, which takes up a hand slot. And this uses 3 flashlights on it. That's 2 actions. Third action. We're going to spend a supply. We're going to investigate. -2, so now it's down to a 2 against my 3. My 3 against a 2. Does it say +1? You gotta be kidding me. All of that work. We gained the clue though. Alright. First action, gain a resource. Second action, spend the flashlight. Third action, investigate. Fourth action with DeLuca, we're going to investigate again. We're going to use the flashlight. -2 shroud. So we're at a 3 against a 2. 0. Perfect. So we've been fully investigated that cellar area. That's going to end our turn. Okay. Everything's reset. We're going to gain a resource, which I will now put down here since this is getting crowded up there. We're going to draw our card. Dynamite Blast. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 damage to each enemy and to each investigator at the chosen location. Okay. We're now going to put a Doom on. That brings us up to 4. Boy, it creeps up quick, doesn't it? You look at 7, you go, no way. Revelation. Put dissonant voices into play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events at the end of the round. Alright. So we can't play assets or events, but that's okay. We have enough of that going on right now. Event, asset, skill, asset, event. Alright, so we can't play any of this. Our turn. We can now move 1 for 1 action. Move 2 for 2 actions to the attic. The attic reads, the smell of rotten meat assaults your nostrils as you approach the attic stairs. The bloody carcass of a malformed beast swings from a meat hook chained to the ceiling. Blood drains slowly from the carcass, dripping into a small barrel. After you enter the attic, take a horror. This only has a shroud of 1. We are going to take a horror, so that brings us up to 3. One action, 2 actions. We still have 2 more actions. Oh, I get 2 clues on there too. Oh, I forgot to, well, we'll deal with this later, but since we fully investigated the cellar, victory 1 here at the bottom. So we'll get that at the end of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're still good on that. So we did 2 actions. What do I need to do? I think I need to draw a card, gain a resource, investigate. Let's investigate. We got a clock's ticking. Let's go. All right, my 3 against a 1. 0. That's my 3rd action, right? 1, 2. Investigate is 3. Might as well investigate one more time. Or do I move to the hallway to advance to the next? No, let's investigate. We're going to need those victory points because I don't think we're going to be able to do hospital debts. What's this one? -1 if you fail, take a horror. 3 against a 1, -1. We're still good, so we get that last clue. And we are good to go. Okay, so that's Skids' last turn. We're going to gain a resource. We're going to draw a card. Oh, machete. Awesome. +1 for this attack. If the attack of the enemy will damage only enemy engaged with you, +1 damage. We're going to need that very soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we're good on that. I think we're loading up. Like to see it. All right, this is Obscuring Fog. I've gained my resource. I've drawn my card. We're now going to put a Doom on here. This goes away because it's the end of the turn. We're going to get our new encounter. Swarm of Rats. Hunter. That's just going to come right to me. A horde of cruel rats skitters forth in an undulating wave of claws, teeth, and mottled fur. Hunter, hunter, hunter. Okay. So that's our turn. Oh, I should have did this instead of the clue. That would have been smart. Alright, well, whatever. First action, we're going to get a resource. Second action, we're going to put out the machete for 3 resources. 1, 2, 3, we're going to fight the rats. +1 for this attack. If the attacked enemy is the only enemy engaged with you, +1 damage. So they have a 1 against my 3, +1 is 4. Yeah, 4 minus 2 is still going to be a 1. So we get rid of the rats. Just want to double check. I thought I beat somebody else. You just want to make sure there's not like a victory 1 that you miss. Okay, so we killed the rats with the machete for our 3rd turn. Our 4th turn, Leo DeLuca is going to let us come down to the hallway. And we can turn in our clues to the barrier. Oops. So we advance the barrier. It says, using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking the passage into the parlor has vanished. Reveal the parlor. Put the set-aside Lita Chandler into play in the parlor and spawn the set-aside Ghoul Priest in the hallway. Oh boy. Alright, so the parlor is now in play. Which, let's just do this. Let's suspend reality. Attic, cellar, right? We're not going to go back there, so we're just going to kind of set these to the side. The parlor now comes into play. The parlor reads, the entrance to the parlor is blocked by darkly... Oh, you're unsure what would happen if you tried to cross the threshold of the strange barrier, but based on extreme heat, you sure as hell don't want to try. And we can always resign. This is too much for me. You run out of the front door, fleeing in panic. While Lita Chandler is not controlled by a player, she gains Parlay Test 4. If you succeed, take control of Lita Chandler. Which... she's going to come into play here. She's an ally. While you control Lita Chandler, she gains, each investigator gets +1. While an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster enemy, that investigator deals +1 damage. And then we have the Ghoul Priest, which has 5 health per player, so just 5 health. Prey, Hunter, and Retaliate. And he's going to hit for 2, and Sanity for 2. And yeah. He's got 4 fight and 4, but if we can get Lita, we also have enough here. He comes into the hallway. Okay. Oh. Prey. Does this have a prey keyword? Evade, fight. Prey, 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 prey. Nope. Indicates will engage. Alright. So, I think he automatically engages me. Alright. So we're going to gain a resource. Draw a card. Beat Cop. +1. Discard Beat Cop. Deal 1 damage to an enemy at the location. Can I just discard them, or do I have to play them and then discard them? I think I could just discard, deal a damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, one's going on the Doom phase there. And our encounter card is Test 4. If you fail, choose and discard one asset you control. Take 2 damage instead. I have a Guts in here, so we're going to test 4 against 4. Do I have anything else I can commit? On the Lamb, I could commit that. I don't really want to fail. I don't want to discard and take... Well, I could take 2 damage. Don't want to discard. Alright. Let's just go for it. Alright, 4 against 4. Auto fail. 2 damage or discard an asset. Oh, flashlight's an asset. Yeah, let's just discard that because we don't need that anymore. Perfect. And that takes care of Cryptic Chill. Guts is unsuccessful, so I don't get to draw a card. And we're on to my turn. So, am I going to fight him or evade him? I feel like evading is good. And the question mark's on the Lamb. That's 3. Plus I could spend a resource for 4. Did I draw a resource last time? I feel like I did. I can discard Beat Cop. That's a free action. Deal a damage to an enemy location, so that's... I could do a damage. And then... 1, 2. Alright, so let's just discard Beat Cop for free. Deal damage to an enemy location. Okay. Boom. Oh, he has Retaliate, though. So let's evade him. Let's cancel that. I forgot about the Retaliate part. Retaliate. Oh, if he fails a skill test while attacking a ready enemy that has Retaliate, the enemy attacks Investigator, dealing damage and horror. Alright, that's if we fail. Alright, so we can still ping him for 1 with the Beat Cop. And then I'm going to spend on the Lamb, commit this for my second action to evading the Ghoul Priest. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Gets to 4. Oh my god, auto fail. So we lose that. Auto fail. That's brutal. Can't play that. Let's spend a resource to get +1 for this skill test. And now we're going to a 5 against a 4. +1. Alright, so he's evaded. So we're going to evade him into here. And then, so that was, what was that? Discard didn't count. We tried to evade, we failed. We tried to evade, we succeed. So that's 2 actions. Third action, we're going to move in here. Fourth action, we're going to test our books. I have nothing to test. Oh, after you evade an enemy, exhaust, draw a card. And we get first aid. Ooh, heal 1 damage or horror from an investigator. Yeah. Okay. Don't have any books. So, I guess I have one more action. You might as well... Or should I get a resource to try to get this backstab plus 2 damage? Plus 2. That's 3. Plus a machete. That would be enough to kill him. Alright, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a resource as my final action. Okay. End of the round. We're ready. We gain a resource. And we get a card. 45 automatic. +1 for this attack. Attack deals +1 damage. Alright. So what's next? Did that. Ready all exhausted cards. Oh yeah. So normally he would move towards me, but he's exhausted because I evaded him. So then we're going to ready him up. He's standing back up. He's like, what the hell? Where the hell am I? But now we have to deal with this because we have now officially hit 7 on the Doom track, which means we are progressing to agenda 2B. 2B says, a feral beast, roughly humanoid with a canine cast and a hooves for feet, tears through the ground in front of you. Below the floor, you can see vast tunnels beneath your house. Fiendish howling echoes from deep within the underground caverns. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a ghoul enemy is discarded, and then we draw that enemy. So we're shuffling this back in. We're going to discard cards until a ghoul enemy becomes engaged with me, just making things a little bit more difficult. Alright. Things are getting a little out of hand in this house. Ghouls are coming up from the ground. There's a Ghoul Priest standing in front of me. And we are going to discard cards until we get a ghoul. Let's see. First one. Look at that. Ravenous Ghoul. Very first one. Humanoid monster ghoul. 3 health. We can evade him though. And he comes engaged with me. Okay. So that advanced. So now we still have to get our encounter card. Test 3. For each point you fail, take a horror. We have 2. I don't think I'm going to be able to dynamite blast. I don't have enough resources. So I'll commit this. That puts me even. 3 and 3. -X is the number of ghoul enemies at your location. So there's 1. -1, so we fail. We fail by 1, so we take 1 horror. Not too terrible, but we are teetering. We have 4 out of our 6 horror. Like, we've seen some stuff, man. We've seen some stuff. All right. Let's... +2 damage. So... first action. Gain a resource. Second action. Spend 3 resources. We're going to backstab this fool. Uses our evade instead of fist, and this gains +2 damage. So if we're successful, 4 against a 3. Do I want to commit anything to this? Yeah, I'll commit the 45, so that makes it a 5 out of 3. 0. Perfect. So that's committed. Plus 2 damage. So that's 3 damage. That takes care of him. Okay. After you evade an enemy. After you succeed investigating. Can I investigate even if there's no clues? That's something I need to look up. Because if I can investigate here, I mean, why would there be a Shroud of 2? Huh, I don't know. Alright, so that was 2 actions. Third action. Let's gain a resource. Fourth action. Draw a card or gain a resource. This Ghoul Priest is about to come in and smack Leo right in the face. Let's test. Let's test one time. 3 against a 4. See if we can get a +1. Oh, look at that. +2, baby. And if it's successful, we'll gain 2 resources. So we gain 2 resources. We gain Lita, which bumps out Leo. Sorry, Leo. She gains each investigator in your location gets +1. Okay, okay. When you successfully gets +1 damage, +1 damage, that would be 3. So I think next turn we can win. Oh, we never even explained Lita Chandler. Sorry about that. What have you done? A woman with a torch stands in your parlor, a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious. Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you, and a creature wearing robes and a deer skull mask tears through the wall, advancing towards you. So we have to defeat the Ghoul Priest. Sorry, I did not read that. I didn't read this. They're getting out. You hear a crazed howl outside, and suddenly all of the creatures turn their attention to that sound. They rush to escape the house, breaking down the doors. Breaking down everything in their way. At the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves 1 location towards the parlor. At the end of the round, place 1 doom on the agenda for each ghoul enemy in the hallway or parlor. So we didn't do that last time, so we'll put it there. Okay. Enemy phase. Enemies with the hunter keyword are going to move 1 step closer. He has got the hunter keyword, so he's going to move 1 step closer. And he's going to engage, and he's going to attack. I cannot take it. Lita has to take it. She's going to get punched in the mouth, but she has 3 health and 3 sanity, so she can take it. I wonder if I can distribute. I can take the hit. Like that. Okay. Upkeep phase. Ready all exhausted cards. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. At the end of the round. So we're at the end of the round, so we're going to place a doom. And then we're going to place another doom at the start of the phase. Okay. And now we're going to get our encounter card, which is Swarm of Rats, Hunter. Alright, so now we're engaged with that too. Alright, a monster enemy. That's a creature. So do we take care? We have to take care of the rats first, right? Did I draw my card and get my resource? I did. I didn't draw my card. Did I? No, I'm still sitting at 3 cards. I got my resource though. Physical training. +1 for the skill test. Okay. Let's do this smart. I have +1 physical up against a 1. Let's take care of the rats first. First action, taking care of the rats. 3 against a 1, rats are dead. All right. Second action, we're going to fight with the machete. I gain +1 for this attack. If the attacked enemy is the only enemy engaged with you, this deals +1 damage. Okay, and I have, so 1, 2, plus my 3 against a 4. What do I want to commit? I want to commit a knife. So we're going to commit a knife. That brings me up to 5. 5 fists. I can spend a resource. That brings me up to 6 fists against his 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 7. Because I'm committing 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 against a 4. Okay. 7 against a 4. -2. If there's a ghoul enemy at your location, take a damage. Okay. So we're still successful. We do 2 damage. 3 damage. 1, 2. 3 damage to the Ghoul Priest. And I take a damage because there's a ghoul enemy. Okay, so that's good there. Let's run it back again. Same thing. 1, 2. We're going to spend a resource. 3. And we'll commit a knife, which has that physical on it, bringing us up to a 7. Zero. Awesome. So we're doing 1, 2, 3 damage. That's enough to take out the Ghoul Priest. He's dead. Victory 2. And clear the hospital debts. That's going to pretty much kill everything. Okay. So we're successful. When the robed creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back into the ground and all the chaos of the house quiets. But the stranger in your parlor doesn't seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set to trap the ghouls within. She raises her torch. Now we must take more direct measures to burn this hell pit to the ground. It was never much of a home. Burn it down. Or, this hell pit is my home. No way we are burning it down. I think I'm going to burn it down. Burn down the house. And that, I think, completes episode 1. Resolution 1. I'll read that later. So that was episode 1 of Night of the Zealot. If you enjoyed this Arkham Horror, let me know. Thumbs up. As always, we're going to play through this campaign. Spooky season, like I said. And if I've messed anything up, which I probably did, let me know in the comments below what I screwed up, how I screwed it up, so that me and other people can better learn how to play Arkham Horror. I really enjoy the story behind this. I enjoy the game, and I want to play it properly. I think I did everything right, but you know, sometimes when you're close to the game, you miss things. Alright, until the next time, have a good one.